Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Grumpy Vlogger Live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another fun-filled Monday of the Grumpy Vlogger Live. Anyways, let's just get right to it. Let's go ahead and bring my co-host in. Well, there's nothing I can say about him. We'll just bring him in, okay? Hey, Art, how you doing? There you go. So,
I'm doing pretty good. Drying out now.
drying out? Why, did it rain? You get a lot of rain there today? Or?
I was just pulled in the parking lot and you get big drops just starting and I grabbed my groceries and by the time I closed the door it was coming down.
Yeah, that happened to me yesterday. I got soaked. I mean, I saw just one or two drops here and there, but they were big ones, and then all of a sudden it's just like whoosh, somebody just dumped a ton of water on us, and we've had rain here this afternoon. I think we're going to have rain every day this week. So,
same here.
So, all right, let's go ahead and bring the thunder from down under. Hey, how you doing, Dominic?
Good evening.
Oh,
how is everybody?
Can't complain.
Yep, it's a little.
Yes,
it's a bit wet here too.
Is it?
Not heavy. It's just sort of like a drizzle at the moment.
Yeah, we had actually thunder a little while ago. Let's go ahead and say hello to everybody in the chat. I'll start at the top here. Got Grant, Mr. Stay Drunk. We got Jody, Drone Shots. We got Dustin, One Vision Ariel. The Grumpy Vlogger keeps typing shit. We got Trevor.
X-Wing.
The X-Wing, yes.
Yep.
AZ Drone Dude.
Yep, David. That's David.
David, yeah.
And we got Don.
Mudball. Budmall, okay. And all right, so looks like we got a good
Rod.
Oh, and Hot Rod in Daytona. Hello, Rod.
Hey, Steve, hello.
Steven Drones. Yep.
Steven Drones, okay. They must be. Are they on yours? Yep. They're on one of y'all. So.
And
right, yeah. Inherent, yeah. I was just watching a little bit of that clip. I just saw the start of it where they were about to get themselves arrested for flying.
Yes, I started watching that. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, you have to check it out. It's pretty funny. Guy who was with him, but he got ticked off. I think it wasn't. Who was it that was with him? Now my mind's gone blank. Anyways.
Yeah, his usual sidekick there. Not Kelly.
No. I know his name. It's just my mind just gone blank.
Is it from D&D?
Is that Keith?
It might be Keith.
Yeah, I think that's who it is. Yeah. Oh, welcome to.
Chuck.
Chuck is on your stream watching, and
Chuck.
Yeah. So, there's been a lot going on about this bill that's been introduced to Congress about about the FCC and all that stuff. And I've decided that I'm just not going to make a comment about it. I have what I believe, and I'm going to keep it to myself because I respect everybody's right to have an opinion, but I don't want to get into it with anybody. And my opinion probably differs from everybody else's or most everybody else's. But instrument. What is that?
Melt away.
Melt away. Ooh. Yeah, well, I'm definitely not the left channel, that's for sure. But I'm just going to keep it to myself. I could mute that. So that said and done, I'm not going to talk about it. So let's move on to something else. Because to each their own. And it's contentious with a lot of people. Mickey McH, hello, welcome. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. I'm still working on my dummy. I figured out how to make I've got the mechanics set up for the eyes now. I don't have it installed yet, but I've got it set up, and I got to paint the eyes on it and finish the yeah, Chuck. Yeah, I know that you wrote to her, and that's good. I mean, contact your congressman, let them know how you feel about it, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Whether you're with them or against them, it doesn't matter. You know. But the biggest thing is always remember when that next election comes around, if you don't like them, vote against them. That's the important thing. You got to vote or you can't complain. That's my opinion. That's my personal opinion. Vote or don't. It's your choice. If you don't vote, you can't complain. That's the way I taught my kids, and the way I've taught. That's the way my dad, and mom taught me. But so, anyways, so I've been working on Justin a little bit. I've got his last coat of primer on, and I'll start putting the color on it. I've still got a little roughness in the jaw movement. It doesn't want to come completely shut, and that's just simply because the paint is thick. It's and also where one of the pieces I tested, I had to use the epoxy clay, and I got to sand it down a little more, and just it's you just got millimeters of clearance.
Yeah. That's how I feel about my temporary crown.
Yeah. Yeah. I was, that's all of these teeth here, and all of these all got crowns on them. Every single one of them. Well, except
Hey, Billy.
now back here, I got no down here. I got a crown and a bridge and a crown. So. Oh, look who else has showed up here. Look at here.
Hey.
I figured since I had tonight off and you've invited me a couple times, I'd pop in and say it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So I was just telling about my dummy named Justin that I'm working on.
How much does one of those cost, if you don't mind me asking, like to build from scratch like that?
Well, all right, the one let's see, the pattern, the 3D pattern costs about $40. Then you got to have somebody print it, which I did, and that probably is another $20 worth of material. And that's just for the head, and then you got to put together the parts. You got to buy the rods that work in there, but a good one for that size, they run anywhere from $500 up.
I don't think so.
Yeah, like this one here. This guy here, he's $350, but he's what's called a modified. He was originally one of those little toy type dummies that have the string that pulls in the back. But the guy that designed this guy, who builds them from scratch as well, he goes through and he completely modifies them. Then he puts the head stick on them. Joe hates it when I do this, but he adds, he puts on this piece down here, and the head stick goes up inside, and then as you can see, all of the lines, and this is to control. That's to control the mouth. This controls the eyebrows. This goes that way. That has the eyes go that way, and then I pull down on both of them. His eyes cross.
Oh, that's
and he's
cool.
he's a little more complicated than, and he's a one of a kind. So it's and mine is going to be bigger than this. Probably the difference is going to be like the size of my head compared to his. Well, my new one, Justin, is going to be about my size. So this is considered a 30-inch, and of course, then you have to. What do I do here?
I got.
I lost it. Here we go. There we go.
We got Birdman.
Oh, okay.
Hi, David.
Yeah, excellent.
And then you've got the frame that you got to build, which is wood, and add the legs and the arms to it.
But,
Body on, Bill.
Like balsa wood, I'm assuming.
Yeah, basswood is what a lot of this one here is. the frame I think is basswood, but the rest of it is plus plastic. It's like one of those Danny O'Day types, and then they use it's an epoxy putty is what that is. It's a 2-part epoxy, and you mix it together, you put it on there, and then you can sand it, you can carve it, and do everything. It sets up hard in about 40 minutes. It sets up pretty hard, and you can start sanding on it. But you want to do little spots at a time. I made the mistake on my dummy I'm building now. I made the mistake of doing all around his eyes all at once with one big piece, and I didn't have time enough to get it shaped, so I had to carve that all off, sand it down, and reapply it in layers. So, but now this one,
Mark is Mark White.
This one here,
funny, Jackrabbit.
what do you say?
He said, "I see your dummy sitting right
Scott.
below you."
Yeah,
Jim.
yeah. This one here, he's an Axtell creation. There's a guy that he was in California, but now, and he's was considered a soft puppet, and he's got posable latex hands, with a control stick, so I can, do all that. And this one here costs about $700.
I wonder how much what's his name spends on him. Who's Jeff Durham?
Jeff Dunham?
Yeah.
God, I bet he spends like a couple of grand, huh?
His dummies probably, if you were to buy one of his dummies from him, which he would never sell, but if you were to buy one, it'd probably cost you close to $3,000 or $4,000.
And he makes his.
He makes his own. Yeah, he does. He does a clay. He sculpts it in clay. Okay, first gets the look he wants, puts it in a 3D scanner, scans it, and then prints it out with a 3D printer, and then goes through and does all the final sanding and painting and all that stuff. Yeah, he 3D prints his stuff. So the guy that made the print for mine, for my one I'm working on, or the guy who designed it, he's actually a puppet builder himself, but he started deciding to sell on Etsy. He wanted to sell the prints, so you pay for the print because they're his, and of course you get licensed to use them for whatever you want. So I downloaded the print and then sent it to my son. It was an STL file. He converted it and printed out, and it had, I think, five parts to it, because it has the round part on the bottom that the stick goes up through. It had the jaw and the skull cap. So I guess there's 4 parts, because the skull is, there's the base of the back of the head right there comes off. It has screw holes you can screw it in to hold it in place, but you take it off, and that's where all your mechanics go into. And let me tell you, those things can be complicated. And mine's going to be fairly simple. My guys he's going to have just back moving eyes and open and closed mouth, because it's I'm too lazy to do all the other work. my mechanic ability isn't that good. But yeah,
Tim.
That's kind of weird that Jeff, that he would actually mold it instead of designing it in some kind of CAD program. That seems like a lot of work.
But when you see the results of his dummies, his stuff is, and he's got his own copy mechanisms, that he's designed, and they're patented to him. He doesn't let you see how his mechanisms work, because some of these dummies are unbelievably complicated. There's some of them that you have to have almost 2 hands to operate it, because they've got a typewriter key set up in there that you go back and forth to try and make all the different things move. Your wiggling ears, the top that flips up, sort of the what do you call it, the Donald Trump hair, pops up.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway.
Well, on Peanut's got a hand that's on a stick that moves around.
Well, so does Gus, the latex one. He's got a hand that moves him around. But Peanut is a soft sculptor.
Yeah.
And and that's basically what Gus is. But all the rest of his are hard bodies. But yeah, he takes and sculpts them out first, gets the look he wants, and then puts it in a 3D scanner.
Mm-hmm.
He can afford all that fancy equipment. He's got
Yeah.
a high-speed printer, you know. But when you're worth millions of dollars,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I worked with him, he was just doing clubs. This was just before he started doing arenas.
yeah. Well, it took him 9 tries before he got on the Tonight Show. He got rejected 8 times. And
Mhm.
you want to read a fun book, read his book.
Mhm.
And is it Me, Myself, and I? I can't remember what it's called now. I've read it, and he talks about everything he had to go through to get where he's at.
Mhm.
And you know, fortunately or unfortunately for him, that's the only job he's ever wanted, and the only job he's ever had is being a ventriloquist. You know, like
He's
Well, think
damn
about
good
it.
at it.
Well, think about it.
Mm.
He's a comedian, a ventriloquist. I wouldn't say I don't know how extensive his engineering it goes, but he's obviously got some engineering skills and the
he's got,
modeling
DJ.
and all that. I mean, he's got some skills under his belt.
he is also a helicopter pilot. He flies a helicopter he built himself.
Hey, guy.
Yeah, he's a
Hey,
well-rounded guy.
TJ.
Yes, not counting the cars and stuff like
Yeah.
you know, he's one of the original he has one of the original Batmobile, and he's
Mhm.
got a warehouse full of cars. Yeah, but he decided he wanted to be a helicopter pilot, so he built his own helicopter.
There's
And
Darren Maffey.
Wow, that's crazy.
yeah,
You
but
know,
he says he has no
Probably-
engineering skills.
but looking at him as a comedian, you would never think he was into all that, unless you like know his background.
Mm.
Right,
never-
right.
Catskills, Brad.
Hey,
Like
Brad.
Hey, Brad.
I would have assumed he just had all his puppets professionally made by some
Nope.
company or something.
Every one of them. The only one that he didn't have made or that he didn't make himself was Peanut, and he had somebody design Peanut for him. But all the rest of them, like Jose Jalapeno, he was actually getting ready to do he's going to do a series of puppets of vegetables, and it's going to be like talking pizza thing. And he built Jose Jalapeno, and he didn't know what to do with him, so he put him on a stick in the window for him to dry out. And it was when he was in college, and people started coming by and said, "Hey, what's that?" He said, "Oh, that's Jose Jalapeno." And somebody said, "On a stick." And that's where that line came from.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So yeah, he's he and I think the only other ventriloquist I would put in his same category is
Terry Fader.
no, Terry Fader. Yeah, Terry Fader. Yeah, Terry Fader. And the difference between Terry Fader now Gus, the old guy I showed with the latex one, he has his puppets made by
Mattel.
Axtel
Oh,
Creation.
close.
Yeah, you were close. Mattel Axtel. No, Axtel builds his, but his are all custom. He comes up with an idea, gets hold of Axel. They come up with a drawing because they do one-offs, you know, for people. But yeah, the original Ahmed, I was looking what Steve Knowles put up. The original Ahmed was actually one of those skeletons you buy at Walmart to put out on that you put out for Halloween, and he just put the mechanisms in. And there's a couple guys that have patterns on how to do it.
Mm.
Yes, I am running for president again. I'm gonna
Mhm.
give it a shot.
Yep.
I'm part of the Do Nothing Party. When I get elected, I'm gonna do nothing. I'm only in it for the money.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm honest.
The
I
do
take
nothing
bribes.
party.
Yeah.
And if he
Yeah, the do
falls,
nothing-
he's got a reason.
Yes. If I fall, I got a reason. Oh, it's just yeah. And I'm at the right age group, you know. I'm up there with all the rest of them that seem to be running. Why are there so many old goats running for president? I don't understand that. You know,
It is
they
an
should be out
interesting
playing
goal.
golf. They should be out playing golf or chasing nurses down the down the hall in the nursing home with their electric scooters or something.
Oh yeah, and we were talking about
I'm not
that
qualified. Yeah.
It's what, minimum
Hey, Kai.
35 to be
Right.
president?
Kai.
Yeah, you got to be 45, I think, to be president. So, I think Congress you have to be 25, and I think it's 30 for Senate.
I think for president it was only 35.
Definitely, Mark.
No, it's 45.
No, it's 45. It's 45.
So you got a few years to go there, Justin.
Yeah. You still got a couple years to go.
By the way, who were the youngest president?
Was it Obama?
No. Well,
I know it was Kennedy. I'm thinking it was Kennedy. It was John Kennedy until Obama was elected.
And TR.
FDR?
TR.
ER.
Teddy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, Teddy
he was in his early 40s. Mid to late 40s.
Yeah. President is 35. Thank you, Rod. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while. It used to be, I thought it used to be 40 or 45, but.
It's written in Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution. You have to be a natural born citizen, at least 35 years old. But if you're a natural born citizen, you have to be at least a resident of the United States for 14 years.
Yeah. Roosevelt was 43. Okay.
Hey, Ruland.
Yeah. So
the chances you ever seen a 35-year-old president will probably be slim to none. Because, like you said, they are always at least in their 50s or older.
Yeah. Like I said, I think John Kennedy was the youngest until Obama, and then it was FDR after that, I think. And but I remember there was a lot of talk about John Kennedy about being.
How old was he when he was president?
John Kennedy, he was 42, I think. I'd have to look. It's been a while.
Be about right. He was born in 1917 and was elected in 1960, so make him 42 going on 43.
42 going on 43, yeah. Oh, Kennedy was 45. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I must have miscalculated a couple of years. Unfortunately, Andrew,
43. Sorry. Yeah, he says 43. I was thinking
he can't run for president because he was not born in the USA.
Unless they do like in that one Stallone movie where he was a cop that was put on deep freeze and they came back and they passed the Schwarzenegger rule, which allowed Schwarzenegger to be president. I'm not sure if I want him for president or not,
I don't think he did all that good when he was governor of California.
Yeah. Well, he might do better now that he's not married to the Kennedys anymore,
He's a never Trumper.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
Yeah, get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah, I have not seen his new show, by the way. Fubar.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that actually.
It's on Netflix and it's running right now and it's called Fubar.
Ooh.
And
I've just heard about that this morning.
I'll have to check it out. I have.
Yeah. It's some of the scenes are funny, but of course, I assume you all know what Fubar stands for, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We know what the F stands for.
Yeah. Good. It's like a Charlie Foxtrot. It's a good.
We know what the F is, and the U
in
is
Fubar.
Yeah. F'd up beyond recognition.
Yeah. Well, seeing what Matt's put in there. Yeah. I don't know. I think what I like though is I did like the jacket that his wife was wearing. I said, she's the first lady of Walmart. She buys her clothes at Walmart. Hey, there's nothing wrong. I get my clothes at Walmart. I don't see a damn thing. I think if
definitely
more people,
not Target.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Unless you want that
today,
extra room in the crotch.
Visual line of sight.
And hide your junk.
I saw today somebody on Facebook Marketplace. They had a can of Bud Light, and it said, and it was they wanted $45 for it because it was the pre-gay Bud Light. What it said, that was the advertisement. Like, really,
Yeah.
really?
Mm-hmm. It was Bud Light then. And then it was
Bud
Light.
Let's see. We're fiends. We're friends at one time now, stabbing. And this is what we talked about this on Art Show yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
The reason the Republicans can't keep losing like they do.
Can't keep losing?
They can't. The reason they keep losing. Sorry, my teeth slipped about the time I was talking. I was trying to put it back in there. But the reason that they keep losing is because they keep beating each other up and setting up the new commercials for the opposing party,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you listen on the radio and everybody is supporting Joe Biden. They might not, but whenever they are on television or speaking, it's like, he's the man. He's the one we got to have. It's like, okay.
You remember Kamala calling Biden racist before she decided to run before she decided she was going to run with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Before that, she didn't like him. All of a sudden, they were best friends.
Yeah.
Well,
and as soon as he is
his
dead and
insurance policy.
Yeah.
Make sure he doesn't get bumped off.
We talk about the massive elephant in the room. Depends on which elephant we're talking about. There's a couple of them. As I said at the beginning of the show, I'm going to leave that one alone because I have my opinions.
That's one of the elephants that we're going to leave alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is one I won't talk about, and that's the because
massive elephant.
Yeah, that one because I finally broke 800 here a couple of weeks ago, and I want to stay above 800. I don't want to go back down to 700 again.
And how did that happen, Lloyd?
You had a good friend of yours promote my channel.
Jalen Tarita.
Jalen, yes.
He's done wonders for me as well.
Yep, same here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I'm happy. I mean, I'm happy with 800. It's I'd like to beat 1,000, but I won't monetize because I like to be able to say what I want. So, although we have found out there are apparently certain things we can't talk about. Yeah, I don't know why we're on politics, other than the fact I put my sign out that I was running for president. But that's just. I did want to start out and say that.
And how about our guests we had last night?
Oh yeah, yes.
Mama Glock.
Mama Glock. Yeah.
Karen Murray.
Karen Murray. I couldn't remember her last name. I knew her name was Karen. That was an impressive young lady.
And she's been on the show before. It's been quite a while.
Has she been on there when I was on there, or was it before?
I think so, because remember we had the two gals on. We had
yes. I thought
Karen
that's who that
Karen.
was.
Yeah.
We had those two gals on, and you're right. I thought I'd met her before. She's a gal that as she said when we started talking on Art Show yesterday, which for anybody that doesn't know, Three Conservative Gimps is Art's political channel, and I'm one of the Gimps, and Charles Galuski is one of the Gimps when he's available, and sometimes it's Mike Roach. He hadn't been on for a while.
Right.
But anyways, this gal that he had on yesterday, she's just highly intellectual, but she said, okay, I'm putting on my tinfoil hat. She wears a tinfoil hat, says it's real thick and very decorative. So, and so we talked about a few conspiracies. What's funny is all of those conspiracy things have been popping up on my feed on Facebook. I'm going, really? Okay, so they're listening to me, huh?
Yeah. Well, they listen to our channel.
Yeah. It's always hard once you start watching one of them. You just get stuck in that rabbit hole, and you're there for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Especially when you get stuck on the Wi-Fi channel.
Yes. Yeah.
I get stuck on there because I'll
Yeah,
see
I
one.
do too.
Oh, this is good.
That guy
then you
is.
just go through the auto playlist and you just can't move.
Is that the one with the talking fish?
Yeah, it's the one with the talking fish. Yeah.
Wi-Fi. Yeah. That's what I thought. I've watched him quite a few times. And
every time he has a new video out, I've got to sit and watch it.
But there's a lot of them out there. So, but yeah, Art and I will talk. I usually don't do politics on my show very much because I know my demographics is all over the place. Although most everybody knows I'm a conservative, and I don't hide that fact. It's just who I am.
As I said, it is what it is.
And I'm too damned old to change. So,
yeah,
but
yeah, that's what we all want to be. We all want to be tolerant of everybody else.
Yeah.
I have a view, you have a view, or someone else has a view. I'll tolerate that as long as you don't try and change my point of view. It's valid that I'll tolerate any view.
Yeah, Kelly Shores and I were on a show together, and we were back in the green room. I can't remember if I think it was obvious. It was probably on Greg's show, and we were back there chatting for a few minutes, and I said, and I asked him something, and the way I worded it must have. He said, "Well," he says, "I knew you were going to come up with this question. It's like, who'd you vote for or something like that." He says, "I need to tell you, I'm a snowflake." Okay, so Kelly's one of my favorite snowflakes. I don't discuss, politics. He said, but he is from Texas, and all of his family was in the military. So when he goes to Thanksgiving, he has to switch from snowflake to good old boy Texan.
It's easy enough to you try and fit yourself halfway between both of them.
Yeah. Yes. Let's talk about beer.
Yeah, that's another valid point.
Well, I do want to talk about, and this might upset a few people because I know the FPV community enjoy their left-handed cigarettes, and but I thought when all this pot would be legalized, everybody would be happy. I thought they'd mellow out, and chill, or something. Jesus, it seems like since legalized pot came around, everybody's pissed off all the time. It's like,
I think it was the wrong gummy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
At the same time, life does become frustrating many a time.
Oh, it does. Yeah, I get frustrated every day. But
that's why I like the Philippines. Don't have to deal with this kind of stuff. I mean, so stress free. Boy, it was great being there.
Yeah, there is a point, and you do get to a line in the sand at one stage. Hello, Ron.
Hey, Ron. Get us out of this hole we've dug ourselves into. Talk about your bear hunting trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, your bar.
Yeah, let's get out of
yeah, bear hunting trip was good. I know everybody heard it 10 times, but yeah, great trip. And leaving for Alaska tomorrow.
Awesome.
Did your friend get him a bear? Was that him that you showed us?
Yep, we got him
a week or so ago.
And, yeah, all three of us got a bear. Yep.
Oh, good.
Good. That's great.
And you notice the video of when the bear ran up the tree at Ron, suddenly disappeared because he didn't want us to hear him scream like a girl.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want anybody to see me scream like a girl either.
I said, "Where's the video?" It's only a picture.
Yeah. I would have been. I went bear hunting one time with my brother, and he had a '68 Ford pickup. I don't know, it was whatever they had in '68. It wasn't the F-150, but it had a 390 engine. I know that. And it was nice and clean. We drove it up into the hills there, and we got out and we hunted all day. We walked around there all afternoon, didn't see a bear. We could hear them, hear them tromping through the woods, but we didn't see anything. We came back. His truck had been mauled by about 6 bears. There was bear print they had scratched the hood, they broke off his antenna, they cracked the windshield, tore off his windshield wipers. They brutalized his truck. And I said, we did all this hiking and all we had to do was sit here and they'd come to us. What the hell was, I never went, I thought, that's what it's like. I'm not going bear hunting again.
Might have been a cookie.
Yeah, those littler ones that, Lloyd, you probably saw me on Facebook there. Those little ones were climbing the tree. They came right up beside me. That one was, I don't know, 16 to 20 inches away. He just come up, he looked me square in the face. I'm like, get down. He went right back down.
Yeah. And Mark, you have a point. I mean, he says he doesn't want to take away anything from the fact that he's got a bear, but he fails to see a sport in just putting out and waiting. Well, the thing is the reason bears are hunted like this, and you were in a controlled hunt, right,
Yep.
Ron?
Yep.
They have to harvest a certain amount, or they'll starve to death. There's only so much.
Yeah.
There is only so much, and it's more humane to
it's understandable, because if there's too many of them, then they starve. So it's a controlled culling, yes.
Yeah.
I went out the one day, Lloyd, and I was out with the day after I got my bear, and I was out with one of the guides and my buddy, and we were out checking the trail cameras, and all of a sudden I looked, I'm like, hey, and there was a mom and 2 cubs circling around us, and I enjoyed that whole 45 minutes. They circled us, and then they came right around, laid down, and started, they were feeding, and they were 12 yards from us, if that.
Right.
And I was sitting there thinking that mom was comfortable enough bringing those cubs that close to us. And the guide, actually, she was young, new. She said, we better get out of here. I'm like, we better sit still. I said, let's just stay still. And the cocaine bear.
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday.
We were talking about that.
Ron hasn't seen the movie yet, so don't give nothing away.
I gotta go watch that now.
I'm going to have to watch it too. I haven't seen it either. I've been hearing everybody.
It's so stupid, but it's funny though. It's a dumb premise. It really is, but it's funny as hell.
Jim, I maybe there's some truth to that too. Maybe we need to. I think we're going to call ourselves out pretty good here lately. We seem to be, which is sad, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you want to kind of have a really controlled environment when you're hunting something like that anyway, because that can be, that's not like deer, that can be extremely dangerous hunting a predator like that.
Well,
we had one scary moment. When I got my bear about 10 o'clock, I was between 9 and 10, the outfitter picked me up, and then one of the other hunters texted and said he got his. So I went with him. By the time we got to him, it was 11:30 at night, and we're 3-4 miles down in the woods. We're hearing all this noise. We knew there were bears around us.
Yeah.
And when we loaded his bear up, and we turned on the quad and turned on the headlights, there was this 450, 500-pound bear right in front of us, and he's pissed off. And he charged the quad 3 or 4 times. And then he went up and attacked a tree. He was just showing his dominance, It's
right.
It's rutting season. And I don't know whether he smelled that other male bear in the back of the quad. I don't know. But man, he got. And the guide was like, one of you two need to load a gun, because he's pissed. He's mad. So, But it was a great experience, my first time in Canada. I'll tell you what, you couldn't afford to smoke there. I went into a convenience store You get something, a coffee or something, and there's a guy beside me that bought a pack of cigarettes, $48.
A pack?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cheap.
That's
Yeah.
what about
That's Canadian.
about 32
Even in the U.S., that's still about what, $40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I said, that's cheap. They're a lot more expensive over here.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, you won't
Yeah.
get much change from $40.
Yeah, incredible.
40 Australian.
Yeah, and I gripe because they're like $8 a pack here, you know.
Yeah.
Of
Wowzers.
course, I remember saying back before they hit 50 cents, I said, you know, these things hit 50 cents, I'm going to quit smoking. And then when it hit that, and I just kept going, and then I thought, well, when they hit $1, I'm going to quit smoking, and I did. I'd quit for 3 or 4 years, and then I'd start up again, you know. And the problem I found out with smoking with me is I gain too much weight, and then it raises my blood pressure too high. It causes me to struggle to breathe. Yeah, either I'm going to have a massive heart attack and a stroke from the excess weight, or I'm going to have a heart attack, maybe not quite so bad of a stroke from smoking. So I at least I enjoy smoking. So, so I do smoke, but yeah.
I've never seen a pack of 40 before. Are they Virginia Slims?
Yeah, we have 40s, we have 25s, 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Well, it's always just been 20 over here that I can remember.
Yeah.
Unless it's like some specialty cigarette or something, there might be 12 or something in there.
Yeah, I think there was one that they.
Got the critters feed behind me.
Are they eating?
Cool.
Yeah.
And I remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, you get the buy one, get one freeze.
Oh, yeah.
Remember those?
Anything habit forming up here in Canada, they just tax the shit out of it. I asked the guy on the way out, I'm like, how do you afford to do that? And he actually told me, he said, well, I was desperate today. But the vast majority of the people up there, they go to the reservations, and you can get, what did he tell me, like 100 cigarettes for like $12?
That's where Hodges gets his cigarettes from because they're too expensive.
Yep.
Yeah, I could go over here to this Indian smoke shop and get them, but it's a drive across town, and and I don't know. Oklahoma right now has some sort of semi-tax agreement with the Indian nations here, so it's not that much of a break. The gas is more expensive to drive across town than what I save for going down the block and getting it. So.
One of the things I don't do is that you want to use a credit card for everything up there, because anytime you hand them any kind of American money, they're like, "Oh, sorry, we don't have the American money to give you back," and so you're kind of screwed. But
Right.
I'll tell you what, I behaved myself, but when I was at the Canadian border on the way up through, I wanted to say something to this one dude that was checking in our firearm. The women at Border Patrol, holy shit, they were majorly hot. And they had a gun on their side, made them all the more sexier. Oh, dear God.
I could just
you
see
want to
him,
get busted at it.
Yep.
like I said, I could see him pulling up to the border like Tim Jackson. How you doing? And
How
they're
you
like,
doing?
get out of the truck, smart ass.
That one girl, oh my God, she was cute. Ooh.
Did you get pictures though?
No, I really behaved myself in there because I was nervous my first time up through there, and the whole thing with us going up through, they didn't even come out and check our guns. They probably figured we got 3 old bastards. One of them is on oxygen. How harmful can these 3 dudes be?
Yeah. The only time I was in Canada was, 2 wives ago and 40 some odd years ago.
Jesus.
Went up there with my second ex-wife before, it was right when I came back, we got divorced. So I don't know, something about the Canadian water that made me sober up, I guess. You know, discovered she was uglier than hell. I'm like, God damn, this is the ugliest woman I ever met.
Damn.
You know, yeah, she was. She was homely as hell. But I was drunk when I married her, and I stayed drunk for the whole time. Where once I sobered up, like, not only is she ugly, she's a bitch.
They say, love is only a light switch away.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
She was just. I mean, her body was okay, but
Oh, you had a butterface?
oh
Yeah, I
my
was
God,
gonna say.
yeah.
She
Andrew
could be a
Ron,
prawn.
There wasn't enough flag
great
to cover it.
bagger.
Let's put it that way to do it for Old Glory. Woo.
and Andrew Ron doesn't need a GoPro. He actually has some high-end cameras that blow a GoPro out the water.
Yeah, I'm
That's
actually put this
Ron would have
footage
brought his
up.
GoPro with him.
Won't happen
Yeah.
until after I get back from Alaska. Matter of fact, I just took all my stuff, all my cards, put them on my hard drive. Then I put them on a second portable hard drive. Now I'm going to format all the cards and pack them in my bag. Leaving tomorrow morning.
There you go.
So you're leaving tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, leaving.
And how long are you gonna be?
I'll be gone till the 15th.
Okay.
about a week and a half
Yeah.
or so. You'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. And this one's just strictly for those that didn't like it that Ron killed a bear. He's going up just to take pictures this time.
Yep. I've actually gotten a little flack about this bear hunt from a few people. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
you won't on this channel because I believe in, one of the things they talk about is animal husbandry. And, it's our responsibility as human beings to take care of the animals of Earth. And
Yeah.
that includes controlling their population, because I hunted for years until I found out I could buy meat up at the grocery store a lot easier than having to go out and trek through the woods for it. So,
Well, I've heard people that actually are normal grocery shopping meat eaters, and they almost look at hunting as like some vile thing. It's like you go to the grocery store and eat burgers and shit. Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand what the problem is.
You get lamb chops,
Yeah.
you get burger, you get chicken. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
and I that just I had a thought here. I just read today someplace, one of these countries or someplace, it might have been Australia, are going to kill a bunch of cows.
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
thought that was in the UK.
Was that in the UK? Like,
I
what
think
the
so.
hell? They're going to kill
mad
cows.
cow.
Well, no, it has to do with the methane
because
gas.
of the flatulence.
Cow farts are caught.
Oh.
It's for global warming. They're going to kill
I don't have a
200,000
fart
cows.
on them.
I know.
well, then the meat prices should definitely drop in the UK then. 'Cause they should have an influx of meat at that point. They better not waste it if they're going to do that.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Well, we were looking it up the other day, and I think it was like, on average, just in the U.S., there's like over 1 billion chickens at one time, at any given time. There's around 1 billion chickens.
Yeah. I used to joke, and this is before the global warming thing. I used to joke with all the guys, a lot of the guys that I played games with online. And I said, all they need to do is go to India and ship all of those sacred cows they've got over there wandering the streets, crapping everywhere. If they if India would just kill part of their cows, the methane problem and the global warming shit would be over with. And then some idiot comes along and says they started measuring methane from cow farts and it's causing global warming. I'm going, oh my God, are you kidding? And it's the U.S. government spent the money to measure, cow farts. Really? With everything else going on, you're going to, and now you got the UK that, UK want to kill 200,000 cows to stop global warming. I think it's so they can. I think they're having to do it because their air quality is not meeting the standard. Oh, I know where it's at. It's in Ireland because Ireland is still part of the EU. They didn't,
Mm.
and so they are killing these 200,000 cows to hopefully get their air pollution levels down so they can still stay part of the European Union.
It's crazy.
It's like that is the stupidest thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You wonder who thinks up this stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Mark, you're right. They don't eat meat in India, and I know that. And that was sort of a sarcastic comment that I always said, but it still comes out. Somebody in the United States or in the European Union, they've all started measuring cow farts.
Thank you.
Like, really?
Thank you, David.
Southern Island. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Well, do cows tend to just have more flatulence than horses or pigs and stuff? I mean,
It seems cow flatulence has been a problem for years.
Apparently.
Mm-hmm. No shit.
Yeah. It's for those of us in the United States, it's methane. For those people overseas, it's methane. So
methane.
Yeah.
There we go again.
Now, cow patties do make good ornamental clocks. Yeah, we call
I
it.
think Don puts it.
Clock. When someone asks you what time it is, you just go, the shit out of me. I guess it's 8:30.
Yeah, that was a funny comment, Don.
He's come up with a couple of zingers in the last 24 hours. Yes, that is correct.
If cows have 3 stomachs, they have 3. They fart 3 times as much.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder. But
yeah, UK is Northern Ireland, England, Scotland, and Wales. Yes, cow gas is bad, but if cow dung is collected, it can make lots of electric. Well
that is true.
Well said.
And that's true, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about this a couple of weeks ago. Some guy made a point one time, and he said, the best way to get a species out of extinction is start eating them. He goes, the way we mass produce animals these days for consumption. He goes, if some tiger, or some lion in the Serengeti, he said, just start raising them like a farm cattle, and
there you go.
there'd be millions of them.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get this one here to come up.
Let me put you on full screen there. See if we can get a picture of the deer in here. So
he's coming. Come here, buddy. Switch my camera around.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Camera. Oops.
No, that's not
wrong button.
Wrong button.
So what happens when you got mixed electronics?
Circle one. Flip.
Where'd he go? Come here, bud.
So all we see is your shirt, Ron.
What's up, Mickey, Chris, Steve?
Camera.
We're seeing your face, Ron.
I know.
It's looking a little old, but other than that, it's
easy now.
You right down by that circle.
There you go.
There you go.
He's been out in the woods too long. He forgot how all this technology shit works.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, there he
You
is.
start shaking it.
Let's say, where'd he go?
Oh, nice sock.
Yeah.
And he's wearing his boxers.
Now you need sandals with those socks.
He's even up that tan line.
I see.
Hello, Steve. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Come here, buddy.
Is he coming over, or is he just
Steve,
gonna?
Okay. We got Mr. JRCs.
And we got Jack Rabbit. I forgot to welcome. I'm Tammy Jean. Well, we hope you can see. We hope you get to see. We hope you get to see the deer.
Yeah, come here. He'll come over.
What's up? Yeah, camera shy.
one of the ones that aren't real used to me yet. He's right there.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
You know, it was
Eating
funny
gra-
today. I was cutting up that bear meat, and the excess meat I had, the garbage bag, and I brought it out in the porch, take it out to the garbage, and the deer were out here. And the one deer that usually runs to me, he ran up to me, and as soon as he smelled that bear meat, he stopped. He goes, "I'm not coming near you."
Jim Jackson says, "I sure are some pretty bricks."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa's socks are clean, guys.
Mm.
Well,
You know, you're supposed to wear the socks inside, like all Asian people.
Here he comes.
oh, there we go. Oh,
Come here.
Come here, buddy. He was eating out of my hand earlier.
well.
Come on.
I wonder if
Jim
you got
Jackson says, "Tell the deer how you doing."
How you doing?
He was eating out of Ron's hand earlier until he saw him out Ron's window.
Yeah. I looked in there and saw those three. Well, we got. I'm going to take it.
Well, you're gonna make a liar out of me tonight.
I'm keeping Ron on full screen so I can take a
Oh.
break. And
There he is.
we see his feet. Oh,
Yeah.
there's his head.
He's slow, but he's coming.
The only time they're talking about socks. The only time I wear socks now is when I'm going to the doctor's office or going somewhere where I have to. Yeah, most of the time I just put my tennis shoes on without my socks on. I'm just too lazy because I don't wear socks enough that I wear them for maybe 30 minutes or so at a time. So I just put them back in the drawer and I haven't got them dirty or anything. But then I forget where I laid them. And so then I got to gather up all my socks and go back to the.
Oh, screw you. Go away. You don't want to be unkept. Walk away.
Ron is a typical middle-aged man. White tube socks, New Balances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wear Skechers. I don't wear New Balance. I wear Skechers.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
rite
that's
of
good.
passage. When you hit 40, you get a pair of New Balances.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, I think that's. I bought New Balance when I was about 40. Yeah. And but I've only had one pair of Nikes because I never know which kind to get anyways because they got all these varieties and they're too damned expensive. And I got hooked on Skechers and yeah, Skechers is for when you hit 50 or 60.
Yeah. I've got sketches.
Yeah,
I'll tell you,
yeah.
that memory foam pads and those are really comfortable, though. I have a couple
Skechers. I got this,
Skechers.
and of course I get the kind. They look like they're lace ups, but they're just slip ons because I get tired of tripping over my damn shoelaces. So I just bought
That's why I've got
the fake lace ups, And now I got one pair tonight. You never heard of Skechers?
No,
really?
Ben.
Hey Ben.
Sketches
Wow
are
info.
Yeah.
They're everywhere here.
Yeah.
Ron, get a TV.
What's that?
Yeah, Skechers.
Oh, Velcro.
You know where I heard about Skechers the first time? My daughter wrote us a letter and asked if we would order her a pair, and we ordered them for her. The reason she was writing and asking us to order them is because we had to order them from the prison store because she was in the penitentiary. That's what they wear in there. And so we ordered her a set of Skechers. That's the first time I ever heard of them. And so I called them up and I heard about them because that's what they wore at the women's prison, Skechers. But you had to, or they could wear whatever. But Then Judy got a couple pairs of Skechers. I had never had any, and I finally saw these that I could just slip on, and yeah, I think I've got a pair of Skechers sandals too, and they're really nice. But I have this one pair that they're wore out. I mean, they're just wore out, but I keep putting them on because they're my favorite shoes. They're most comfortable I got because that like you said, that memory foam in the bottom of them is just unbelievably comfortable.
You see what JRC said?
What's that?
He said walking around on memory foam's like walking in dog shit all day.
Well, I tell you what, I've had to look in my shoes a couple of times to make sure one of the dogs hadn't left me a surprise. I'm like, what the hell? And it's just, like, because you're right. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Like you're just like, oh man, what's that oozing through my toes?
Yeah.
That big white dog you have, he probably leaves logs out there in the yard.
Oh yeah, I don't go out in the backyard because my son has to deal with that because he drives the riding lawnmower through there, and we got one last year, and he takes care of it. But yeah, that big dog, although I think those little dogs are about 3-1 to him, as far as how much, because they eat more food than he does. They crap about 10 times more than Great Pyrenees have a very low metabolism. They're very laid back. He spends most of he goes out in the backyard 3 times a day, once in the morning, then at about 9 o'clock at night, he goes out and barks at all the neighbors and then comes back in. Then about between 1 and 3 in the morning, he goes out, barks a couple of times, and then comes back in the house. And that's it, But it's just too much effort for him to get up and go out there. But,
yeah.
Well, info.
Say, Lloyd, the lady down at owns the local establishment here in town, she brought her dog in. It was a big white Great Pyrenees.
Was it?
Friendly and dopey as can be.
They are. I see pictures because I belong to one of the Pyrenees groups on Facebook, and I see these pictures. I swear to God, every one of them looks like my dog. They all, especially when they're the pure whites, because they all just have the same goofy, dumb look on them. Like, hey, they're happy to see you. Yeah, he's looking good. This last winter, he had some skin allergies, and he lost all the hair from the tip of his tail to halfway up his body. He was hairless. And I tried everything, and I finally got him some good flea medicine. Then I put him on this sensitive skin and stomach dog food, which is salmon and a lot of fish oils and stuff. And he has got the best coat he's had since he was a pup. I mean, he actually looks like he's gained 20 pounds because his hair is so big and fluffy now, and he's just gorgeous looking. And it's pure white, and I only have to brush it, about once a week. Just brush it lightly, and it's nice and thick. So that food was, he's hairless like Dom. Yeah, he didn't have any. Yeah,
that Mudbull dropped one on me yesterday with a comment like that.
Oh, did he?
Oh, they're starting to get to Dominic. He's going to come back tomorrow with a big wig on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's one thing I'm blessed with. I still have all my hair, Well, most of it.
I've got hair in the wrong place, though.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I can't grow. I got a cousin that's like Dominic. He's like Dom. He doesn't have anything up here, but he can grow a full-length beard overnight. I cannot shave for 6 weeks, and I have this scraggly little hair hanging down there. It's just, I don't know. Both my boys are like that too. They ain't got much up here, but they got great. I said that wrong. They might be insulted when I said they don't have much. They don't have much hair up here.
They're hereditary, Lloyd.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah. Well, Judy's family. When I said my cousin, it's her cousin. All of her uncles and her dad were bald headed, so it comes from the mother's side. And,
yep, it does.
Because my grandfather and my uncle on my mother's side, they were like me, a full head of hair. You know, they got into their. I got one that I think he just turned 80 or just fixing to turn 80 this week, and he's the last of my uncles on my mom's side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. We were desperate, so we invited Justin on. You're right, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Yeah, give it to
Yeah.
Mike to put something like that in the chat.
Of course,
Yeah, smash that like button.
Yeah, you probably got it from him, Tim Jackson, or you know. But my dad, he lost it. My dad and all my uncles, they were all bald headed. But even my brother, he's my half brother, but all of his uncles on his mom's side of the family, we have different mothers. He doesn't have any hair, you know, and like, okay, so my hair is grayer than his, even though he's older than me. I've got more gray hair, but I have all mine, so it wouldn't have made me a difference. I shaved it. I used to shave it off. Now I'm actually going to get it cut, so it looks semi decent. But
Yeah, Tim looks like a 50-year-old poodle, so.
Yeah,
well, somebody said something about he looked like Jesus the other night, and you know he does with that long hair, kind of curly, and you know
I think
you
they
know,
meant Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah, well,
in my
yeah,
intro,
maybe I miss it.
Yeah, Lloyd, in my intro, it says Tim is Jesus.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. He sort of looks like that, you know. My little buddy Tim. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I assume that they're doing Drone Nation tonight.
Yes.
yeah.
Oh wow. You know, I just noticed something. Why didn't somebody mention this to me before? Somebody doesn't have a moderator.
Murray's Wigs. That was from Goodfellas.
They spray paint hair now, so real, yeah, right. Yeah, I've seen some of that. Cheers, Elvis. Yeah, he's been giving me crap about that.
Hair in a can.
But, yeah, I've seen some of those, but it's like there's no way. It's like Grecian formula. I tried that once, and it looked so bad on me. I never. That's it. You know.
Well, let me ask you something, Lloyd. Being compared to Elvis, is that really a bad thing? I mean,
I don't know.
That's not an insult, though.
It's not really an insult, except for the fact he's dead, and I'm not. You know, which Elvis does he compare me to? The dead one, or the fat one, or the old one, or there's a lot of Elvises that you know.
I'm thinking young 30s.
Young 30s, yeah.
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 You gotta find a couple hundred of them. You know.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, Drone Nation is on now. So, and we've managed to stay on here for a little over an hour. So I think I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye and let you guys go watch a real drone channel that probably does not talk about politics the way I did today. So, but I appreciate. And Justin, what do you got coming up with your channel next?
What do you mean as far as what?
When's your next live stream?
I do them on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. But this week,
that's when Dominic leaves my shift.
Yeah.
I usually I might be doing some sporadic ones this week since I'm off, so I don't know.
Right. Okay. And Ron, you're heading out tomorrow to go to Alaska?
Heading out, and I may take Justin's suggestion and maybe try and do a couple of shorts, while I'm up there.
There you go.
But I'll have 2 videos
Thanks.
to do when I get
Thanks,
back.
Mark.
Of the Canadian bear.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim. Okay. And Art, your show is on Saturdays at
Saturday before Justin's show.
Yeah, an hour before.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we have the talk show on Sundays.
Right.
Conservative political. Yeah. Which we had a great guest this week. She was articulate. She was intelligent. and just an all around really nice person, And I tried not to hog too much of the conversation, Art. I really did. I tried to let you and Charles get in a couple of questions. Yeah. So, but anyways,
she's also got a show on KLZ Radio here in Denver, which is podcast, which you can listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, KLZradio.com. Oh, look who's showing up.
We got someone else. Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
I did.
Here he
Oh,
is.
sweet Jesus.
Ron, is there any way to greet me, Ron?
Yeah.
So you made it on. So are you in between deliveries right now, or
No, just starting.
Just starting. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you have. I'm getting a mat bump from this. I can,
Yeah.
I noticed everybody's leaving now too. We had like 29 or 30, and all of a sudden we're down to 10. I don't know what happened, Matt.
It says
must have been that Matt bump.
It generally happens when he comes on my show too. It's just like the numbers just.
Well, I'll tell you something, Lloyd. I've been watching the whole time, and you haven't reached over 5. So if you've got 10,
oh yeah. It's good having you. It's good having you on, Matt. It really is.
good to see.
Tammy Jean's still here. Okay, yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Matt, Tammy is doing Tammy thumps now. So watch
What?
out.
Oh.
Yes.
Uh-oh. New video coming out.
Lord knows we'd rather have a Tammy bump than a Matt bump. That's for sure.
Well, we call it.
I'm not even going to say. I'm not going to say a word. I'm leaving. I'm staying out of that conversation.
I've got 2 videos
Come to
do
my
now.
channel, and you'll get a Tammy bump.
Yeah. And actually, what's she calling them? Tammy what?
Tammy thumps.
Tammy
thump. Tammy thump. Right.
Hashtag Tammy thump. There you go. Hey, I was going to ask you, Ron, while you're still here before we go, do you think you could help out Matt? He needs some serious help. He really does.
Mm-hmm.
Tried that in the past.
Right, yes.
It's his 360 videos that he's having so damn much problem, and he can't seem to edit them or anything. And I thought maybe you know how to do it and would be able to help him, at some point.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
You've obviously
it would be
not
okay.
watched 360.
Well, I saw Ron's picture. I saw Ron's video the other day, and it would work perfectly good. And I'm thinking that's who needs to help Matt out because Matt hasn't figured it out yet. So, of course, what are you using? Windows Movie Maker or something, Matt?
That's too advanced.
I can't work that out. It's that 1080p render. I just can't get my head around.
Yeah, you're right, AZ Drone Dude. He needs some right there. He needs some 360 pointers from Dr. Lockwood to assist Matt. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Lockwood.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All Ron has to do is point me in the direction of the website he uses to get all of his stock footage from, and I'll be fine.
Yeah, I know. That's what like. I want to know. And Ron, I thought you did a really good job of photoshopping yourself in behind that bear, make it look like you were really there.
It was good work.
Excellent work. Excellent work. But look at he's going to Alaska now tomorrow, and all he's going to be doing is taking pictures. So look at all of that stuff he'll have to be able to Photoshop into. He's going to be able to put himself. We're going to see magnificent shots for just all that footage that he's actually. I think he's got a friend up there that he's just going to borrow their SD card.
Yeah.
Yeah, you send it down to Wyoming for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, John. Matt is delivering Bud Light.
Oh.
It's not a very heavy load.
Well, used to when you drank beer, you had to have a strong right arm, but now when you drink Bud Light, it can be like this. Anybody with a broken wrist can drink Bud Light now.
You got to put your pinky out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about the pinky. My hands don't work like that.
Pick the can up with 2 fingers.
Yep.
Yeah, see, mine barely works like that. It's too much arthritis and and Art. You can't obviously do it either. But
Gets you a picture of Dylan Mulvaney to hang from your mirror.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go, right there.
Now there's a Photoshop
Watch it,
opportunity.
Ron. National Geographic copyright. Yeah, you're gonna have to watch out there, Ron, because
Yeah.
But
That's right. Some of those, like Getty, they'll come after. Hey, you stole one of our pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, I took it with my own camera.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm lucky because the photo programs I used, I get a free subscription to Getty Images, so I don't have to pay for it. So.
Oh.
Look at that.
I just find going to Google Images and cropping the watermark out is much easier.
Oh yeah, that worked too.
Cropping it out.
So you're still having problems with those 360. Ron, what? Just in all seriousness, what do you use to edit your 360 videos with?
I use 2 programs. I use the 360 app, and I bring it into Final Cut. And yep.
Okay, Ron. I don't know how many times I have to say this. All right, there's no problems editing 360 video in DaVinci. Right, do it all every day of the week. The 360 app is you can't edit the video. You just got an end point and a start point, and that's it. You can't cut it. You can't do anything. You can't add music. Blah blah blah. Well, in the 360 Studio app on the computer.
Yes.
No, you can't.
Okay, Ron, listen to this comment that Mars left on his 360 video. He said, "Interactive is crap. You being the creator shows laziness. I want to see your creativity, not me having to scroll around. Quality is not good either. Thanks for sharing, but I stopped watching after 9 minutes. Was doing my head in."
And read my response, mate.
Okay. You as a viewer shows laziness. I want to see you move it around yourself and be creative with it.
Funny thing about when I first started getting into learning about drones and started researching them, and I decided I wanted to start doing drones, and I mean this was before I even started my YouTube channel. Mars was one of the first people that I ever started following, and so I've known him. Well, let's see, I'm on my 6th season, so I've known him about 7 years, at least. And I used to follow him all the time, and I kind of lost track of him. And then I do want to ask you, I'll ask you guys off camera about something. But I've been following Mars for a long time. He was one of the.
His channel got shut down, unfortunately. He started a new one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was one. I had to go back and resubscribe to his new channel because I had been a subscriber from his old one. And but. Yeah, I'd been following him forever.
Yeah, we had a meetup a couple of years ago down in Melbourne. Mars and Pete Carroll and Gizmo Drones and Victorian Aerial.
Right.
And we all went out and had a bit of a fly. Then we went a bit of lunch. It was good. Mars was there and Cassie was with Cassie too.
Yeah, Jim Jones has known Mars a long time. He changed. I think he changed his channel name so I couldn't find him. Is what it was. So I had a lot of people do that. I don't know what the hell the problem is. Why they wouldn't want me to be a subscriber? But
I can answer that.
Yeah, I figured you could. Everybody on this panel could probably answer that grumpy old bastard.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, but
So Ron, you reckon on the computer you can put music and you can cut the video and you can edit it like that?
Yeah.
In the 360 editor.
You need to go on to something other than I'd work it fine with an iPad.
Yeah, well, I know that, mate, but the only problem is the final output is 1080p. It won't render 4K.
I can put it into 4K.
is it because you got a shit computer, Matt? Or
Yeah.
It is pretty crappy.
It's one of those Aussie, yeah.
It's a little Chromebook.
Yeah. Well, there you go,
Yeah.
right there. Yeah.
It's made by Casio.
Oh, okay.
Australia next year, we'll have a system.
You going to Australia next year so you can show him how to do it if he can hang on that long?
Yeah, there you
I would like to see Ron edit that and add music and everything like that on his computer. I'm not talking about a Chromebook or anything like that or whatever you're using. I'm talking about computer.
I don't need a computer. I can do as simple as on an iPad.
Yeah, I know computers are a bit confusing for you, but it's
Well, you know, I Commodore 64. Yeah, that's probably what Matt's using. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the Lotus program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, anyway, on the PC, Ron, you can't do any of that on the PC. You can do more on the app on the phone than what you can on the PC Studio, which is unbelievable. Anyway, but I don't want to use the phone or that app on the phone because, as I said, the output of that is 1080p.
What kind of phone do you got?
Yeah.
Like
it's not the
iPhone
phone.
6?
No, it's not the. It's not the phone. It's the app.
It's a Kyocera.
Lloyd, it's not the phone. It's the user.
Yeah, that's right.
I can do my iPhone. I can render 4K stuff all day long.
On what though? With the 360 app.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a 360 camera, so I don't know what the hell y'all talking about, anyways. But
that's your problem.
Well, the app won't let you do 4K. That's the problem.
And Lloyd's old. What's your problem?
Yeah.
Yeah. My problem is that I've got way too advanced systems that can't keep up with apps.
There we go. I'm putting this up in support of Matt. You know, the
What's
360
that?
app has poor. It says 360 app has poor quality output.
I think
It
Matt
is.
doesn't want to pay for the paid version.
It is the paid version. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd open up
Well, have you contacted the app maker and asked them what the hell the problem is?
Yeah, I rang them the other day and they said, "Oh, Matty, how are you, mate?" And I said, "Yeah, I've got a bit of an issue." And I'll tell you what, right? The file in the 360 app looks really nice, but once you render it off out of the 360 app, it looks terrible. It really does. The rendering quality out of that app is disgusting.
Mhm.
It's not good at all. I mean, Ron's happy with that sort of footage, but I'm not.
Well, in defense, let's see. In defense of Ron, I do all my editing on my iPad as well.
Mm.
You know, so. But this show is being presented on my computer, so this is where I have a better sound system and all that stuff. And hopefully I'm going to be getting a new monitor or two so that I can be able to see things a little better. Going to a little bit bigger monitor, going to a 27-inch, and hopefully we'll see. I'm waiting to see on that one. So, well, Matt, I appreciate you dropping in. You just livened up this show and gave us somebody to pick on besides Ron.
Yeah.
My pleasure. I got a bit of fun, don't you?
Always.
Yeah. It's been a while since you haven't been on. I know you've been on here before, but it's been a year or so, hasn't it?
Oh, not quite a year, mate. No, it was last week actually. How's your memory? Shit.
Yeah, I know it is. I can't remember what the hell I had. Oh, I had chili for dinner. I was trying to think what the hell I had for dinner. I had chili. That's right.
Yeah. It's been a couple of months. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, Lloyd, your true supporters are.
Yeah, I send him.
right.
You know, the thing is, I see Matt on other people's channels all the time, driving like this. I send him a link, and he says, "Oh man, I can't come on today, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry." Like,
Yeah, that's how he is with me.
Yep.
I know, but yet he can go to other people's channels. Like,
Mm.
why the hell he'd go to Justin's? I don't know. But anyways, he goes to Justin's channel all the time.
Yep.
You know, and but he doesn't show up here, so you know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, Justin needs more help than you do, though, Lloyd.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, just don't ask him to rescue him. Yeah.
That's why I've named my new dummy Justin, because it just reminds me of him so much.
No, Lloyd, don't let Matt fool you. One night he says, "Yo, you mind covering for me? I'm just feeling flat knackers tonight, right?" I said, "Okay." So then, like 20 minutes after I start the live show, he pops in and he's in the car with his mummy shopping.
Yes. Any good son would do that for his mother, mate. What do you do? Right.
I remember that one night
Yeah.
you were all paranoid. Your mom was in the car. You picked her up at the airport. And we were all saying a bunch of stuff. And you're like, shut up, shut up, shut up.
I know. And then I turned the camera around. There's me mum. And you went, oh!
Here, my American friends are influencing me.
Yeah, that's right. You're a bad influence.
You're blaming it on the Yanks. I know. Yeah.
Now, what did my mum say? Something about you leave my little boy alone. He's a good boy. Who did he say that to?
She said that to me.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So my daughter sent a reply back and said, "Matt, you're a bad influence on my daddy."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. That was in Messenger, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, because when Matt's mom was riding in the car, I said, "Do you mind leaving her in the car for about 20 minutes? Let me have a conversation with her." And he said, "You're not getting nowhere near my mom."
I mean, kicking in the heels.
You know his mom watches all his shows too, and you know how Matt's shows get sometimes.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
She actually watches all of them.
Yes, yes, that's right. So she knows, mate. She knows that I am the angel.
And like all good mothers, she blames it on the rest of us for causing your downfall. And Yep.
And it's true.
Does she say when's that midget guy going to come back on?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We are a mixed channel here. We have
Adrian. Hasn't been there for a while.
We have young people back over there, and we got a midget right here. So we got everybody.
Well, Matt thought he was talking about Adrian.
Oh yeah. How tall is Adrian anyway?
Covering the demographic.
Let's just say
5'6".
Let's just say Ron built a staircase with his drone case so he could get up in the truck during the drone meetup.
We did.
No.
Really?
That was a Kia Rio.
Well, Well, Matt, it's like
that was a staircase for a Kia Rio.
Well, it's like I said on your show the other day. The camera adds 8 or 10 inches.
That's
because you would never think when you see Adrian on the camera, you would never think he's as short as he is. But when I met him in person, I was just blown away. I was like, "Holy crap, he's small!" When I first met him.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought he was art, only black.
If Adrian is watching my show, just remember I have nothing to do with this, okay?
Yeah. There has to be a disclaimer.
Yeah.
He didn't even show up to Matt's 200th episode.
He didn't. Neither did Ron.
Well, neither did I, because I actually fell asleep when I
did.
Fell asleep early that night, and then I turned it on like, oh shit! I thought, oh, I can go see his show, and it's like, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning here. It's like, damn, I missed it. So I missed it. Anyway, I don't even know how many live shows I've done. I quit counting, and I don't feel like going through and counting them all. So.
Well, Matt, didn't you say you can go through? It will tell you on YouTube.
Yeah. If you go into your studio and you just go in your live section,
right,
but just scroll through down the bottom, go right down the bottom, because it will give you a false number to start with, and you scroll through a couple of them, and in the end, it will give you a correct number, 58 of 200 or 120 of 200. As long as that last number doesn't change, that's the actual amount that you've done it. But if you go there straight away, it'll go to, 50 of 480, which isn't right until you start scrolling across with the little arrows to the right hand side, boom, 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 until that last number stops changing. That's the actual number you've had.
Yeah, like I got 91 of 114, but it started off at 51 of 228.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
I know
that truck nearly rolled. Holy shit! Whoa! Sorry, guys.
No, you need to turn your camera around so we can all see it.
So he took the corner because he was going through an orange light. So he put his foot down, and it was a little rigid, right? And this thing just about tipped over.
Oh, wow! Yeah.
No stopping. Yes, I am stopping.
I think I've got over 1,100 uploads. So
1,100. Yeah, that's videos and all, though, isn't it?
Yeah. That's my videos and everything. 1,200. Yeah.
It says 1.1K. So yeah.
Yeah. Because I was putting up. One time I was doing vlogs 7 days a week. That about killed me. I did that one. Everyday Dad challenged a bunch of people and said, "Hey, look, let's do this vloggers thing." He didn't want to do it, but I did it. And for that first year, I did it that August, and I put up one every day, for the whole month. Oh my God. And never again. And now I'm lucky if I get one vlog a month put up there. Because
you do little shorts from your car all the time. I see those.
Yeah, I did some shorts, and that I used to do all my vlogs from my van or my car, but I don't get out as much now as I used to either. So, usually I'm just driving up the store, and it's 5 minutes up there, 5 minutes, or 2 minutes up there and 2 minutes back. It's not worth turning on the camera for it. So, but, well, guys, we have definitely run over time now, and I stayed on extra because Matt was here, and I want to give him a few minutes to defend his crappy editing stuff on 360.
Not that you have a reputation or anything, Matt, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I know it's totally ruined. Wow. Totally ruined now. That's the last.
Yeah, that clippy clop sound you were that was Matt's vehicle. It was the horses up there because it's not a real truck. It's just. That's why you could hear him clip clop, because he's not a real truck driver. He's just it's a team of horses.
I've gone to 4 horsepower now. I've got beautiful things, big Clydesdales. They are beautiful.
Big Clydesdales, yeah.
Oh, I better get out of here. This guy wants to get in. Shit. All right, I'll catch you later, guys.
All right, we'll talk at you later, Matt. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it.
No problem. Please.
All right. And with that, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. And he came on and, said he couldn't be on last week, but he'd definitely be on this week. So I sent him the invitation and he did finally show up. So
good.
That 100% support,
Yeah.
When did I find out? I was like, well, we're not going to talk about that. That's, they're dummies. They're not real. I don't do that to guys like Art, although he's about the same size as Gus. Anyways, this was a good show, guys. I appreciate everybody. Justin, I appreciate you being here and putting up with the harassment we gave you. And Ron, I hope you can help Matt out. He really needs it.
I'll do my best. No problem.
And with that, guys, I'm going to call it a night. Come back. We'll do this silliness again next week. And everybody have a great week. Be kind. Treat each other better than you treat yourselves. Remember, everybody matters, even old farts like me. So talk to y'all later.